Welcome back to another episode of the Filmaholic. This is our What If series. If you've been watching, we are doing a special What If series where we take the MCU, take it back 20 years, so it started in 1988, and we're recasting it with actors from that time period, as well as giving it some directors from that time period, and shaping the course of the MCU in the 90s. So today we're talking about Thor, which would have came out in May 1991. To kick things off, my director for Thor, I wanted somebody with a lot of experience here. Somebody who's made some good films, some really good films, and I would say like heavy films. But then he's also made, towards the end of his career, some lesser ones. So this is gonna like really put him back in the spotlight, and that's Irvin Kershner. From Empire Strikes Back. He also did some James Bond films. I think he directed RoboCop 2, I believe. Might be wrong there, but I think that's what I was saying at the end of his career there in the 90s. But anyways, instead of doing all that, he's going to do Thor, 1991. As my lead in the film, as Thor, I'm going to surprise you here, Mel Gibson is my Thor.
That was my second choice. That was my second choice.
Had to think long and hard about Thor, of who I wanted to carry this role. I thought about some other people originally, but Mel Gibson's a star, obviously, big actor, got Lethal Weapon, so he's going to bring a lot of people into the audience here. Just looking at Thor throughout the MCU that we have now and what he's got to go through and seeing him in each film, I was like, who do I want to see do this? Mel Gibson can do it. He's got comedy too, so we know he can do Thor and Endgame and Ragnarok. Ultimately, and he'll have the muscle. I was looking at his hair for like Lethal Weapon 3, still a little bit longer. Braveheart, yeah. So yeah, he is my Thor. And then for Loki, who is obviously Thor's brother, adopted brother. I guess really the villain of this film, and obviously the villain of Avengers. There's only one choice for Loki. Only one choice, and that's Alan Rickman. Already played Die Hard at this point. Already played in Die Hard at this point. Gave us a great villain in the 80s. He's coming back. Going to give us one of the best villains of the 90s here with Loki. For Jane Foster, the love interest in this film, as well as the Thor sequel, but will come back in the early 2000s in Thor: Love and Thunder as taking over the role of Thor here. Julia Roberts is going to be my Jane Foster.
All right.
Solid choice. This was early in her career, so I don't think she would be too big of an actress at this point to get this role.
Pretty Woman was what, 1990?
It was 1990 and 1991, so it was around the same time. So, people know who she is.
Yeah.
They grabbed her in here, got her into Thor and Thor 2, locked her down, contract. And then obviously when they bring her back for the fourth film down the line, it's going to be a much bigger role. So she's going to be like, yeah, let's do this. So got her in there. Eric Selvig is another one, kind of like Agent Coulson. This was an obvious one to me. It was just like the easiest choice. Christopher Lloyd, I got in here as Eric Selvig. No other choice.
I got another option.
Just look at him in Back to the Future, and you're like, yeah, this guy's the perfect Eric. You can just have him pop up in multiple films. Enjoy seeing him on screen. For Heimdall, I got somebody who's worked with Kershner before, and that is Billy D. Williams. I got in here as Heimdall. A little bit older than the one we have in the MCU now, but I think definitely going to believe it when you see it, especially with the changing his eyes up and everything. And while he's older, he doesn't really have to do anything like action heavy in these films that he wouldn't be able to do, or that you wouldn't be able to make it believable. For Laufey, who is another villain in the film and made to look like the main villain, obviously it ends up being Loki. But for Laufey, I have Max von Sydow. No idea how old this guy was at the time period. You can never tell. But you can believe him as Laufey. You're going to put him blue. this guy, you're gonna believe he's the villain. For Darcy Lewis, Jane's assistant, another choice where I'm like, this one was so easy. Juliette Lewis. Fits the age. She was a big actress back in the 90s. At this point, she'd already been in Christmas Vacation, so she's got like some comedic elements to her. Going to be a bigger actress, so this is a smaller role for her, but got her in here as Darcy Lewis. For Sif, I have Linda Hamilton. More of a smaller cameo type for her. But got her in there. Also reteaming her with Terminator 2 co-star Robert Patrick. Got him in here as Volstagg. And then I got Ty Ma as Hogan. So those three will be a trio of Asgardians there. And then for Frigga, Thor and Loki's mother, I have Tippi Hedren. Gonna be older here, but established actress. For her and Odin, I wanted established people, iconic actors. So I got her in there as that character. And then for Odin, this was a hard one, but I ended up going with Paul Newman as Odin. What's up? And then I have one more casting, and this is waited to last one to do this one because he's only a small role in this film, but he will carry over, and that's Hawkeye. Yeah. And for my choice for Hawkeye, I ended up going with Bill Paxton as Clint Barton.
Nice. Well, from what I'm looking, we have one of the same characters we chose for this movie. And it was not Thor. You're not blow your mind. But for my director, I actually kept Kenneth Branagh.
Okay.
The only thing he had directed like previous to this would have been Henry V, which scored him a Best Director nomination. So I think this would have worked right after that rather than later in his career. Especially with these actors, I think he would have definitely been able to mesh well with. All right. I don't want to start with Thor, but I guess I will since you did. I went up a couple years older with most of these people. They're not like 50, but they're a few years older. My Thor is Daniel Day-Lewis. My boy about to get an Oscar nomination in the MCU. Something RDJ can never achieve. Like I say, Mel Gibson was my second choice. But I want to throw this in there and see. Daniel Day-Lewis has done everything. There's nothing he can't do. Like I say, I've seen him like pictures like longer hair in some of the movies. So I know he can pull that off. Obviously he can pull off. Like I said, any character. It doesn't matter what this dude's getting ripped for the role. Mel Gibson ain't got nothing on this guy. He sets his mind to it. This dude's going to the gym.
You underestimate Mel Gibson. I would like to see a fight between these two.
Right now, or if they were training for Thor.
If they were training, yeah, let's see it.
Mel Gibson's going down, dude.
I don't know. He's pretty crazy, man.
Like I've read interviews with the director of The Boxer, and they said that Daniel Day-Lewis could have went pro when he was training for that movie. This dude's getting ripped. He's gonna look like The Rock, carrying his gym everywhere. He is not anything to be messed with. I think he's got it. Obviously, this is kind of like a random role for Daniel Day-Lewis. But as his agent, I'm putting him in the movie. Jane Foster, I went with Diane Lane. I think she's really underrated actress for our generation. I don't think people appreciate her enough. What?
Martha.
God, why'd you say that name? But like I say, you had to find somebody who could play the love interest with your main character, but then carry another movie in the future. And I think she's got that, easily be able to carry that. Loki, like I said, you already knew Alan Rickman. Don't need to say anything. If it's not your choice, your MCU is not going to be good at all, so it doesn't matter. Odin, I got Ian McKellen, pre-Magneto days, playing not a villain in this one. Let's see. Heimdall was the one that I said, we had the same. Billy D. Williams.
Okay.
You're going to be in the movie, whether he likes it or not. Darcy Lewis, I got Winona Ryder. Think this would be a good role. Like I say, she's going to break out in her career a little bit bigger after this. So, wanted to throw her in there for a little bit. Let's see who I got. Eric Selvig. Like you said, you got somebody who can do like off the wall stuff. I got Jack Nicholson.
That's not happening, dude. You better go ahead and recast.
That happened.
He's not playing that smaller role.
That he's playing the role and he'll like it. He would be fortunate to be with this group of people.
I cannot believe you. You could at least put him as Odin.
No. Like I said, you're gonna love my MCU further down. Later videos, you're gonna blow your brains out.
Nicholson's in mine too, but more of a believable role for you.
How dare you? You couldn't see this guy pulling off this role?
No. It's so small.
You're crazy.
He would look at it and be like, "Are you
absolutely,
kidding me?"
Absolutely.
He would throw the script in the trash.
Absolutely, I'll do it for free. Who we got? King Laufey. I got Harvey Keitel. Like I say, this is kind of a one-off. He's not a huge name at this point. Like he was earlier. Worked with Scorsese, and obviously, Tarantino is going to pick him up the next year after this performance. Like, I think you would do good in my movie. I'm going to do after he saw this. Sif, I went with Robin Wright, another underrated actress. Pre-Forrest Gump days. It's going to blow her career up. Volstagg, I got Sam Neill. Like I say, Spielberg's going to watch this. So, I got a role for you. Couple of years. Hogan, I got Jackie Chan. I know you said it's misused, but
Waste of Jackie Chan.
How dare you?
You wasting a bunch of actors. Him and Jack Nicholson.
And Jack Nicholson's perfect for Eric. Frigga, I got Julie Andrews.
God, man, you're saying you were going to spend that much money on Jack Nicholson for that small role when he pops up in Age of Ultron?
He ain't getting that much money.
You're not getting Jack Nicholson.
He'll get what he's given, and he'll be appreciative for it.
Okay.
He'll see what we're doing here, and he'll be happy to be a part of it.
You'll get a Jack Nicholson lookalike.
He will have seen.
He'll get Jack Nichols. That's what you'll get.
His younger brother. He will have seen the 3 movies before, and he'll be appreciative to be in these movies.
Yeah.
And who's to say, he could be a huge role later down the line. We don't know yet.
Julie Andrews.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Nothing. You got her in there.
Yeah,
That's a good choice.
Yeah. You show some respect. You better love my Clint Barton though. About to carry this franchise on his back. I didn't do Bill Paxton, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
I got my boy Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
You seem impressed.
Not bad. Remind me of your Black Widow.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Are they around the same age?
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because by the time his career pretty much ends, is by the time Endgame comes out, so it's gonna work perfectly.
Gonna keep his career going with the Hawkeye movie.
Hollow Man comes out after this, dude.
All right, guys, that's our version of Thor, which would have came out in May 1991. Check out our other videos. We're doing every MCU film. Also today we're gonna have up Captain America and the Avengers. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.